Hello, everybody. This is Purge bringing you guys a replay commentary. Hope you guys have had a nice break from TI6. Or if you didn't watch TI, then you've had a good break from me, that's for sure. But this is a replay commentary. I'm going to do one on Clockwerk. I played this game right before I left for TI, but I never got the chance to make the replay commentary. So, per usual, jump to the Dota Buff section. Keep in mind I am sponsored by Dota Buff, so anything I show you here is in some way a sponsorship. But it's all very useful, so I like talking about it. Okay, Clockwerk is a hero, not very popular right now. His hero meta statistics are pretty bad. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's about 50% on average, which is actually technically good. But the hero himself is not super popular. 87th popularity is pretty low, but he's kind of a cool hero. So to talk about his skills really quick, Battery Assault does damage randomly in 2 targets around you. It's kind of similar to Gyrocopter's nuke. So if there's a lot of units, it's not going to do a lot of damage. If there's only 1 unit, it's going to do a lot of damage. As you can see, it does 1280 magic damage by level 4 with all of the shots that randomly come out. Your next skill is Power Cogs. You put down cogs in an area around you. If people are close, they kind of get vacuumed next to you, which gives you better ability to do battery assault damage. And if they're outside of that and they try to approach the power cogs in melee range, they'll get pushed back, stunned for like, I don't know, it's like half of a second basically while they're being pushed back, and you get HP and mana drained for up to 200. So they last up to 8 seconds. You can't kill them with auto attacks though. Third skill is Rocket Flare. It's a global ability. It shoots a rocket, eventually gets there, does damage, and provides vision in that AoE for 10 seconds. So this skill is pretty low damage, but the fact that it's global can be really good. Then you got Hookshot, which launches a grappling hook, and unlike Pudge's hook, it actually brings Clockwerk to the target rather than bringing the target to Clockwerk. So it's a very good skill. It stuns through BKB, 1 to 2 second duration, and the range is 2,000 to 3,000. The cooldown is 70 down to 40. Very good skill. And mostly it's just used to initiate. You initiate with Hookshot, you cast Power Cogs and Battery Assault to keep them trapped in, and then you usually finish them up with Rocket Flare, or you scout with Rocket Flare, then Hookshot to score the kill. Almost always play offlane with this hero. Sometimes you'll play him safe lane to get him in a 1v1 matchup, and sometimes you can play mid, but in a lot of matchups it just doesn't work very well. So when you're playing offlane, the goal is basically to use power cogs to trap creep so that your creep equilibrium is messed up and the wave will push towards you, which guarantees your experience. The reason Clock's not played right now is basically because that doesn't work super well like it used to before. It's a little harder with the circular cogs, so Clock is just not really seen as a good offlane hero at the moment. There's much better heroes. And he also doesn't jungle super fast. Battery Assault, you know, you would think that it is really effective jungling, but it only does 320 magic damage at level 1. So it's pretty much nothing. You're better off to have like even a regular nuke. An AoE nuke is going to do about that much damage. So Battery Assault's really not an efficient way to jungle, which makes Clockwerk just simply not a good jungler. So if he can't get the creep equilibrium under control, he can't go to the jungle instead more efficiently than a Beastmaster can, for example. So it's just not really a good hero right now. This skill build is pretty good though. I would argue, yeah, you can do this build. Sometimes you can go 1-1-1 for example, or you can go 0-1-2 depending on how your lane is going, but always get your ulti at 6, 11, and 16. You should max out Battery Assault fairly early. If you don't, you should be maxing out Rocket Flare early, and then always max out Cogs last. Almost always. Sometimes you'll go like 4-4-1 if you're against like an anti-mage. I think I wasn't against an anti-mage this time, because sometimes mana draining your opponent in lane is really useful, especially if it's like a Juggernaut or something like that. Drain his mana so that he can't use his mana to kill you. Common items, Blade Mail is really popular because you force yourself in with your opponent, which means that if you have Blade Mail on, then they don't even feel comfortable casting spells on you or attacking you during that. Ags is really good because it lowers your ulti cooldown down to 12 seconds, which means you can cast it way more often, multiple times in a team fight. Very, very good for that reason. Force Staff is good too because after you cog somebody, you can force yourself out, or after you've initiated and killed somebody, you sometimes need to be able to get out after you go in, so Force Staff can be good there. Treads are not very common actually. These are pub games, keep in mind, so Tranquil Boots is by far the best because it gives you armor and it always keeps your HP pretty full. Bottle can be good as well because you'll usually need to, you're kind of roaming a lot most of the time, so being able to regen up can be good. Magic Wand's pretty darn core. Don't look at this heart, this is very rare. You should almost never have this. Vanguard as well is not good. Pretty much never, these 2 items are almost never good on Clock. But Force, Ags, Blade Mail, things like that are good. Tranquil Boots, very common. Magic Wand. Phase Boots, almost never. Boots of Travel, only late game. Treads, makes a lot of sense actually. You could go Treads. I think attack speed increase, more mana pool because you kind of have mana problems. Your int gain's really bad. Strength gain's fantastic. Your agility gain's pretty good. Your movement speed's really good. Your armor's kind of low, but your base damage is really high. So now here's your good against. Not that many. None of these heroes are especially amazing. You're definitely good against Earthshaker because Battery Assault, every time it hits somebody, it stuns. I forgot to tell you guys that, but it stuns for, I don't know. It doesn't say, but it is a mini stun, so it interrupts animations. So Earthshaker has really long animations, which means if you get on top of Earthshaker and cog him in, you can usually solo kill him. Some of these other heroes that are reliant on movement, you can be very good against also. Very good against Tinker because you can hookshot him in the trees wherever he's at. And heroes like Tidehunter and stuff like that. Heroes that basically get interrupted. Crystal Maiden can never get her ulti off, for example. Wind Ranger can't win run away. Earthshaker, Lashrak, you're probably good against him just because you can Blade Mail and Initiate on him, and he'll probably kill himself on you while you kill him. And he also probably can't cast Lightning Storm, Split Earth, because he keeps getting interrupted. There are some heroes that are good against you, though. Anti-Mage is a great example, just because he's high magic resistance, and Clock does almost all magic. And Anti-Mage can lane against you, drain your mana with right clicks, and then you can't really do anything as a hero, because you're pretty reliant on your spells. Huskar does a lot of damage to a single target, and Clockwerk does almost all magic, so killing Huskar right now is really tough, especially because Blade Mail isn't as good against Huskar as it used to be. Before, it used to reflect pure damage based on what you took, so if Huskar uses ulti or his Burning Spears, you would reflect pure, but now you reflect magic damage, and Huskar is stronger against magic damage versus pure. Pure was a counter in the past. Although, keep in mind that Huskar's base passive now doesn't counter your skills as much as it did in the past. Yeah, Blade Mail's worse against Huskar than it used to be, but your regular skills can do more damage to Huskar now. So there's some benefits and some negatives. Chen is kind of bad because he has a lot of creeps in the area, which will block hookshot. Similar case for Visage. Phantom Lancer can easily get out of your cogs during using dot block. Terrorblade can sunder you. It's probably the main reason OD can banish himself for others. Did I mention Jug? He just spins, does magic damage, and doesn't take any damage from you when he spins. So, and Omni Slash is really threatening too because there aren't very good solutions. You kind of need like a Yule's or Glimmer Cape or something, or a Ghost Scepter to be good against Jug. So that's pretty much everything I need to say about Clockwerk. Again, 50% win rate, and I have a 53% win rate. I've actually played Clock quite a few times, it looks like. So let us hop into the game. Oops. Play. Alright. So, this was the second game. Let me just close all my stuff here. I'm getting a little laggy. I'm gonna close a lot of stuff. Calculator, goodbye. Wait, I still have a Chrome open? Oh damn, there's a lot of windows. This will pump up my FPS. Yes, I got myself about 8 to 10 FPS. Okay, so starting items here. Cell Tango is pretty important. I got a Ring of Protection because I am against a couple right-click heroes. CM, Sand King, Anti-Mage. So armor is kind of nice to have. You can also turn this Ring of Protection into Tranquil Boots, so buying it at the start, it can be good. This also could be a Mango if I really wanted to for extra regen, but and there's also a bug here. I should have 3 armor, not just this 1.9. That's incorrect. Just put it the ward down for vision, not necessarily for anything other than that. And I kind of like coming over here and slapping heroes because it creates a little bit of space, and sometimes my allies can grab their rune then. Keep in mind again that I can actually do a lot of damage to a single target using Battery Assault, 320 magic damage with 1 skill point. Like right now I could have gotten it. I'm also very happy to slap him because he doesn't have a stab shield and I do. But at some point you have to be afraid of the bait coming. So what I ended up doing is moving over to the rune spot instead. This is a little bit tough.
The battle begins.
Actually was able to get the Clockwerk, which are the bounty rune, which is kind of nice. But now the problem is that I've been taking a lot of damage. He will have another Frostbite in a moment. Okay, it was alright. I'm not sure if that was worth it or not. I lost a lot of mana. I lost 400 HP. I got 100 gold. That part's kind of cool. It's a 200 HP gold swing, or 200 gold swing between my opponents and me, so I also used Power Cogs. If I would have gone Burrow Strike there, I think I would have died, so I think I used that correctly. But the whole losing a lot of HP thing is kind of bad, so not sold on it. Luckily, I can see where they are. And again, the point of any offlane hero is basically to get as much experience as I possibly can. So if I can stand near creeps when they die, this is a really good thing for me. If he denies them, it kind of sucks. But that's kind of just how stuff works. I used that cog a little late. This could die here. Definitely. Luckily, Anti-Mage got hit there by the power cog. That kind of helped. And once you're out of mana, Anti-Mage actually does very, very little damage to you. Because he does damage by draining your mana. When the mana is drained, he does a bonus. So when you're actually out of mana, Anti-Mage is actually not that scary of a hero. A lot of that value does come from the mana drain early game. My FPS is still pretty low here. I'm going to try to close one more thing. Maybe 2 more things. Sorry guys, 1 sec. I'm going to sign out of Skype as well, see if that helps. That has not improved my FPS at all. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that Windows Update Xbox thing that everybody was talking about. I'll have to go do that after the game, I guess. Unless I can do it now, maybe. Not sure. Anyways, pretty nice rotations from them to swing around both sides. I think that's a good idea. I'm okay to take some of our nukes. I would have liked to break her Clarity Potion, but I wasn't able to do so. And now, luckily, the creep wave, the equilibrium has gotten a little out of control, so now it's going to push towards my tower. So this is kind of where you get some of your value as a hero, is to finally get some last hits. And more importantly, the experience of 2 range creeps is pretty amazing. That'll jump me up to level 3. Occasionally denying range creeps is really effective. I was able to deny the anti-mage here. So he gets less experience, even though the supports are gone. Ooh, I didn't see this coming at all. I should have been looking at the map. I was able to buy out, but I should have ran north. I think right away I should have ran this way, ate this tree. Kind of committed. I also used my tango really late here. So there was a chance that I would have been able to live if I juked that slightly better. And maybe right-clicking the CM one time would have worked, but first blood went to AM there. Actually, CM got it. Definitely worth it for CM, especially because I didn't get experience. That was more. It was worth it more, by all means. Especially if she buys out, and it looks like she did. She got Tranquil Boots right at the start, so that was pretty nice for her. Tried to cog here to nail the anti-mage for some mana drain, but I wasn't able to get him. Felt like pushing the wave a little bit here. I actually wanted to mana drain him a little. I'm just trying to get as much damage in as possible. Once I'm committed with him, and it's just me and there's no other hero here, then it's not that bad to do this, in my opinion. As a whole, I think that was bad, but to get him low is not terrible. If we look at his items, he does only have 1 tango left, so... And if I can basically use my mana, which is what I did, I wanted to drain my mana because I knew that he was going to be slapping me. If he's slapping me and I have mana, again, like I said before, I will be taking more damage. So if I use up all my mana, trade with him, let him drain my mana, then I can feel a little bit safer knowing that if I get ganked, it's basically just him hitting me. And occasionally right-clicking him too is really important, and hopefully the creep's helping me out with that, because then I'm just trading hits. And as soon as I get enough for my Tranquil Boots, I will have more regen than him, is the goal. But this is mostly kind of scary. If either of the supports swing around behind me, I could definitely die right here. But because I have the Observer Ward, it's not the scariest thing ever. Really can't miss last hits like that. If you're playing a hero that's hard to get experience like Clock, it's a really big mistake. If I got that last hit, I actually would have I should have doubled back here and anticipated that, I think. I already have a tango going through. I think I'm going to be okay. If CM comes, then I could die, definitely. But I was able to juke him. I've got boots and anti-mage. Like I said, once your mana is drained, it's not that big of a deal. So, use my last tango here. If that was a CM, maybe like level 2 CM with 2 nukes, then yeah, that could have been really dangerous, but it was not. Occasionally swinging forward for a last hit. Very good stuff. I don't know why the supports left the lane so much, but it basically allowed the creep wave to get really messed up. And it pushes towards me, and this should guarantee my levels. This is kind of dangerous, though. The reason I'm not going up for last hits is because if somebody's prepped for this and prepares to dive me, that I could just die again. And that's kind of similar to how I died before. So I'm being just a little careful here. I lost some last hits, obviously, but the more important thing is that I got experience there for the full creep wave. In fact, more than that even. It's denied by the anti-mage. So he's trying to limit my 6, but to be honest, I'm extremely over-leveled right now anyways. I shouldn't have this much experience at all. I was playing this party ranked with Chachi, by the way, if you guys are curious. Chachi is the PL this game. So, definitely low on HP. My creep wave is pushing because I have 2 range creeps and way more than 4 creeps. This is a perfect time to go back and heal. Unfortunately, I wasn't 6. If I was 6 now, it would be perfect because then I could heal, go somewhere and gank. Instead, what I had to do is basically go back heal, go back to the lane again, maybe try to pressure the anti-mage again, or go somewhere else, try to get a kill. Those are all your options, basically. There's a brood top. Just kind of looking around at my options. You need to do this as a Clockwerk. If you don't do this kind of a thing, then you're really limiting your team's ability to win a game. I really wanted to just go bottle here instead because it's kind of a nice solution against anti-mage, but instead I ended up purchasing Tranquil Boots and a Windlace. And this is not a bad thing to buy. Increasing your movement speed as a Clockwerk is pretty important because it allows you to, even if you don't have 6, for example, you can get closer to your opponents. You can set up the initiation where you wouldn't have been able to do it before. So 420 movement speed, it's pretty out of control at this point in the game. If I find Crystal Main in the jungle, for example, I could just kill her. So maybe looking for her would have been a good idea. Again, similar thing. Just want to pressure him a little bit. Was able to do pretty good damage. Unfortunately, I kind of lost all my mana again. Might have been a good idea for me to go for buying a clarity potion before I came to lane, but either way, I pushed at the AM again. I did like 200, 300 damage or something. I can't actually see Sand King here. And now I definitely need to run. So it's kind of scary. So all I need to do is power cog right before somebody hits me. So I was hoping to use that to get away from the Sand King. Really nice rotation from the bench. But either way, I'm quite tanky and quite fast due to my items, so that was fairly safe. 4 armor, especially with the tower, that kind of helps. Stout shield. They just don't have that much damage on their side, pretty much. And I was able to get 6 from that, and some last hits, so now I can start my ganking. So, again, Clockwerk is literally all about ganking. If you go to your lane as Clockwerk and you just stay there forever, you're not playing him correctly. You need to basically go to your lane, get stuff done, until you hit 6, and then you move around the map and start killing people. So I bought a dust in case I wanted to go for the brood, but because there was an action down here, I ended up showing up. Just wanted to use a dust here. I should have ultied a little bit early, I made a slight mistake. Nice gank by Legion here. And very successful. We got 3 heroes killed, including the AM. Next problem is that I actually have no mana, so that part's kind of crappy, but it's kind of the story of Clock in the early game. You go somewhere, you gank, you run out of mana, and then you usually have to go back afterwards to heal. So what I'm doing here to do that is I'm also going to push the wave using the last bit of my mana, and by doing this I get myself 3 last hits faster than I would have normally. It saves me 10 seconds or so, and then I can go back to base heal, and then I can set up my next gank instead. My FPS is still so low. Damn, man. Maybe I have like programs and shit open. Let's quit that. No, I will not let Google Chrome run in the background. Does that help me? So, got a magic wand here, and gonna use that for the ever important. Let's close this. I'm just trying to close everything I can for this video. I'm sure it's honestly other stuff than all these little little things, but use the smoke here to try to gank the brood. The purpose of doing this, and this is very important in the early game, but when you gank a brood, what you need to do is you need to do it with a smoke at this point in the game, because we don't have the money to buy a gem. So by using a smoke and a dust, those 2 things together tell you where brood is, because as soon as your smoke breaks, you know brood is within dust range. You pop the dust, and then you initiate on him. So we have myself here, and we have the Legion Commander here. So that as soon as we find him, it should be a kill. Alright, smoke breaks. I pop dust a little bit late, and then we're able to get on top of the brood. And this is basically where just things get easy. As soon as you get on top of the brood, it's straightforward. And at this point I just TP home, I believe. It's really not that big of a deal for me to stay out anyways, because I was out of mana anyways. But the important thing is that we got the brood kill. Brood gets killed, we get experience out of that. I'm now level 8, so my rocket flare is even stronger. And now I'm going to swing off to the safe lane to get more experience. I buy Tome of Knowledge, I can't remember. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to buy. Blade Mail's pretty good this game, so I pick up a chainmail first. This is almost always the first piece you buy, although sometimes it's really worth it to get a Robe of the Magi because Clock does have such a bad mana pool in the early game. It's a problem that you can't solve super easily. Wand Bottle is a way to do it. Like I said, fast Robe of the Magi can really help because that's the difference of like 72 mana or something. It's enough for like an extra rocket flare. But if you don't have those things, the wand alone helps a lot. It's 4 int. But if you don't have some of these things, you can basically cast all of your spells at one time and you're out. 150, 250, 325. So yeah, I barely have enough for all of my spells here. So I'm just going to try to be really annoying to the anti-mage if possible. And in fact, I just kind of messed up everything. If you are trading hits like this, it's sometimes good just to nuke the creep wave down as well, because then there's less things to tank the battery assault. And yeah, I did lose all of my mana, which sucks, but I also did some damage to the AM, which is kind of good. So, was that worth it? Probably not. It would have been better if I went somewhere and got a kill off. But pushing the AM as well kind of helps. He's also got Ring of Health now with, and he brought himself a salve. So I kind of just messed up my whole... That was a waste of a minute and a half, honestly. I walked all the way to the bot lane. I instantly used all my mana without really doing that much to AM. He happened to have a salve ready. Whereas I thought that he was going to be forced out of lane by that, but he wasn't at all. So I just wasted a good like 2 minutes. So that was really bad of me. It was okay before when I did that in the laning stage, but now I'm 6. I more than have enough for gank potential here. What I could have done instead is go set up for brood kills, for example. I don't have a dust though, unfortunately. The Venge does have one, and again, killing AM is just so hard here. But I'm looking around the map and I'm a little unsure where I can get kills. Killing Ember is possible, but it's really hard because if he has 150 mana, he can just jaunt to that Ember Remnant. He can jump to his Remnant, and then I can't kill him. So ganking mid is pretty tough, plus he has Flame Guard, which blocks magic damage, which is all the damage that I do. There's just like, it's very difficult for me to get kills here. I think what I should have done rather than going bottom though is go to the top lane and kill Brood. That would have been a lot better. So I'm just going to kind of hang around towards mid lane and see if we can get a kill set up here. What I should probably be doing honestly is just ganking with the Legion. That way he has the disable and I have the damage. Just looking here if I want to initiate. Hanging out in the area is definitely a good thing to do. Checking to see constantly if he has a remnant, so I'm going to look to see if I can find it. I do find it, so now I'm just hoping that my teammates scare him, and then he'll jump over to where I am, and then I should be able to kill him. Is the goal. He was not able to get the disable off, unfortunately. Wanted to go for the CM here. This is a little scary, but luckily I hadn't lost my tranquils until that moment, so... And this FPS really is bad. I did something slightly smart at the end though, in that I used the cogs. It might have been better in some ways to just let the battery cell do the damage, but the purpose for me doing that was just... It adds an extra level of disable. If he did have his remnant ready, he could have jumped to it. And if he had less than 150 mana, or if he had slightly over 150 mana, if he had less than 230 mana, then the power cogs hitting him then just drains his mana. So that's all of the benefit that I was looking to do, pretty much. So that's pretty good. I also rocket flared the tier 2 tower, which is important. If you rocket spiderlings, first of all you get some last hits, but most importantly is that they spread out and they do a little bit less damage that way. So rocket flaring a push on a tier 2 tower like that is really easy to do. I can just shoot one rocket flare and almost all of them, or at least it really dissuades him from pushing further, pretty much. So again, looking for more kills. I really like my items here. I think they're very effective. Just a little bit of everything I need. TP scrolls, tranquils to keep my HP high, survivability from blade mail, as well as big damage potential against the right heroes. Like for example, if I use blade mail now against the Ember Spirit and he turns on Flame Guard, I will reflect the Flame Guard damage that he does to me back to him, which will kill his Flame Guard. That's kind of cool. It'll make it die a lot faster, and I won't have to waste all my damage killing him. Able to find a bounty, which is kind of cool. I'm going to go over here and help out Chachi. Now I'm holding my mouse over the hookshot. You can't really see it, but I'm trying to check what the range is. And then once they chase is when I go in. Unfortunately, I didn't really catch everybody. I was really late on my rocket, but that's okay. Because we were ultimately able to kill that guy. I should have rocket flared before I got my mana drain, but I didn't. Either way, I was in the right place at the right time. My KDA looks a little insane, but that's mostly just because I happened to get a triple kill mid. It looks like they just killed Brood top, so my team is doing a decent job here. Keeping up a bit. And again, you use hookshot, go back to heal, back onto the map again. If I'd bottle, yeah, maybe I can stay out here, use all my bottle charges, grab another rune, use all those bottle charges and I'm full mana again. But sometimes it's just better if you run back and forth. And this accomplishes things in other ways too. If my opponents don't know where I am, then they should be a little bit more scared about getting stuff done. He still didn't have Battle Fury. I couldn't believe it actually, that he didn't have Battle Fury yet, but he still doesn't have Battle Fury. So yeah, maybe there's some crazy stuff going on. I think I bought the tome here. I'm trying to get them to buy it, I believe. And I ended up using it just because levels on Clock are actually very, very good. Once you get to level 11, then your hookshot cooldown goes down by, what, 25? No, it's 15. It's still pretty big, though. The damage doubles, your stun duration goes up by 50. Can be pretty nice, so. Really wish that I was over there. Maybe a bit of a mistake to TP the bot lane, but because the tower is being pushed, I really can't just let this die for free, so I've got to defend this. Yeah, but extra levels are really good. Once you hit 11 as well, you've got this big long track to get levels, but after that point you're sitting at a really good spot. I'm shooting a rocket flare from across the map. I think I'm way late. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Tinker Missile. My bad. Keep finding free runes, kind of nice. If I had a bottle, maybe it would have really helped, but... You kind of just want to hang out in the general area of where your opponents are. And keep in mind that if you get ganked, you can now hookshot to allied creeps or something like that. Just waiting for him to stop moving. I really shouldn't even hookshot this, honestly. I should just walk in. I don't know why it took so long to do this, but... And at some point when you're like almost for sure that he's about to die, you can just go for the right click. But I shouldn't right click until I know for sure that he's very close to me. If you walk at CM like that, and you just start right clicking, that as you right click, she's already getting some distance from you, and you really don't want that to happen. Like, you really don't want to give them that kind of a distance. And I was actually able to get, like, everybody here. I couldn't believe how greedy they were being. Like, the fact that they all stayed around there. I do a stupid amount of damage right now, and I'm really survivable. And if they fight me, I've got Blade Mail. There's just, like, a lot of issues that they would have to deal with. And I'm just going to battery assault this, I think. That's probably what I should do. Should Blade Mail here. And he has to leave again, and now we're getting pressure against the Brood, and don't know if Chachi's going to die here or not. He's not able to get him in time. Yeah, my FPS is actually getting really low. Drop Blade Mail there to 1, that way it would give me more mana, and now I'm actually pretty full. It's kind of a nice change, actually. It probably gave me an extra, like, 70 mana, 60 mana, something like that. I've got hookshot on 5, so I'm just wrapping around here. And then I found an easy CM, that was kind of nice. So this is kind of, I mean, this is a little bit of a different game. Don't think I'm gonna kill him because I don't have enough mana for this, but in fact, it was a huge mistake to run left here. I think my cogs was kind of needed, and this lets me get out for sure because I know that Brood didn't have a stun. The only person with a stun is Sanking, so if I put cogs between me and him, there's no way he has time to walk all the way around and burrow strike me. So that was fairly safe. Sell my win lace now because it's time and I need the item slots. I can't give up having dust. So every time I dust, pretty much I get a kill. But this is kind of the terror that Clockwerk has. Like, me just farming like this, my HP is now insane because my levels are so high because I've gotten so many kills. And now I'm about to build Ags. I'm very close to it. I'm only about 1400. Considering how early in the game it is, this is pretty amazing. I think my net worth is really high too. Yeah, I'm higher net worth actually than anti-mages, which is I'm gonna call that a good sign.
Top tower has fallen.
I really should have blade mailed earlier here. I was quite surprised he went on me. I think if Tinker didn't show up, I might have died. But either way, I needed to blade mail earlier. If I would have blade mailed instantly, then at least his spawn spiderling damage would have been reflected. So, yeah, Brood kind of just fed me there, but whatever, here we are. So at this point, it's actually pretty fast to jungle with Clockwerk, once your battery cell levels get up, but that's the problem, that it's hard to get them all the way to that good point before it's too late, basically. So, back to base, healing, grabbing Ags, and then I'm gonna go gank again, pretty much. That was very close. Good try by him. Get another TP. Go mid as soon as I can.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
TP'd a little late there. I could have gone there earlier. I don't know what that Brood was doing. That was very, very peculiar. Got a ulti in 6. So a little smart of me there in the fact that I rocketed. Because I rocketed, that let me know exactly where he was standing. I'm just kind of going crazy here. Like, once you get over leveled on Clockwerk, you can actually be like an insanely strong hero. There's like very few heroes that are actually as dangerous. I mean, and it helps a lot that they have a CM, because CM is just so weak against Clock. Like, they just have so few solutions against me. Once I get on top of CM, she just dies, you know? Like, she just doesn't have a solution. And Sanking does, but only if I cog him in, then he burrow strikes out. But because he used burrow strike just to get away in the first place, then once I gap close on him, I have like 10 seconds or so to kill him, and that's why I knew that I could go for that. I'm just trying to be a little annoying here. Even if I only drain his mana, for example, like, even stuff like that is not bad to do. Because it just creates space, basically. It makes them scared, thinking like, oh, Clock's going to initiate on me right now. Yeah, 200 mana and health drain. It's very strong. Very strong. Don't know if I should buy more of those. I kind of regretted selling my Windlace at this point because I actually did have item slots, but it's fine. Picked up a Staff of Wizardry, which is going to be built towards a Force Staff now, because you kind of need a Force Staff at some point to get out of danger. My mana pool's way too high now, too. If I actually do get drained, then Anti-Mage is going to have a really good mana void to throw, but should be okay. I should look more where I'm going. I'm not sure why I'm just staring at my hero. I should be looking at the creep wave or something. Maybe it was a good time to rocket creeps, but I don't really know if it was or not. Ben just set up here. So it's kind of nice. I think our team has been doing a really good job about pressure. Even like the AFK jungle, Legion Commander has been getting kills and things like that. It's been doing a nice job.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And normally you do want to rocket over here behind the tower to see if they're coming. But yeah, Wave of Terror works just as well. And it's very unlikely considering the fact that they are pretty behind here. I doubt they feel very safe playing around trees because I can just jump right past that using eggs. Kind of felt like going top here because I felt like I could solo kill him. Did I TP back to base? Oh, I did. I TP back to base so that I could get my Force Staff. I bought an extra pair of dusts as well. So yeah, Force Staff pretty nice. Gives you 4 regen as well, so my regen's actually really good right now. Actually can't believe that he killed him. That's pretty impressive. I think I'm getting assist for this as well because of my rocket. So there's a couple things that I really messed up here. Namely, there's literally the biggest creep wave that I've ever seen in my whole life. And I stayed way too long. I could have ran so much earlier. I should have also hookshotted him right here, probably. Hookshot here. Oh, I should have hookshot. Why didn't I hookshot? I waited so long to hookshot. As soon as I got to this position, I should have hookshot it back to stun and clear more things. But I basically just fed a godlike streak. I really underestimated how many creeps there were, basically. Because when there's that many creeps, you don't do any damage. So that was pretty bad. I fed like a shitload of gold. I'm sure the swing there is actually insane. Okay, that was the actual. You got 1800, however much experience it is. You got like minimum 1 full level out of killing me there. So that was pretty stupid. Speed things up for a sec. Well, I'm dead. Was I actually building Maelstrom? I was thinking about it, I think to clear spiders, because I was like, oh shit, clearly I need to clear spiders better. There's better ways to do that though, by far. Like, you can do stuff like, I don't know if I knew that he was here or not. Maybe I stole that kill, but whatever. Got some gold back. Alright, and I'm level 16 too, so a little bit more damage. Checking the range on the spell as well, to see if I can catch him. He had already TP'd, he must have been somewhere here, or maybe up here. Oh, I forgot that I changed my skin as well. You guys might be confused because I've always used default. Probably change it back in a day or two. I just wasn't thinking about it. Because I was using this HUD during TI for clip stuff, so I forgot to change it back. Just been used to it. Although some of the trees are very different. They look different at least, so I don't always know where the proper juke spots are. Although this map is a little pay to win because you can see juke spots on the left side over here a lot better than you could in the past, so. So yeah, Blade Mail makes that pretty easy. Basically means he can't hit me because then he's not life stealing enough to stay alive. And then yeah, just keep relying on that good shit, man. To get some mana drain here. I think he's low on mana here is what happened. I think I actually drained his mana enough with the push that he ended up dying is why he died there. That was kind of nice. Never let a creep go to waste, guys. That's 40 gold you could have had. I'm very low on mana, so I'll probably just battery assault this wave and then go TP to go heal full. So because I'm just kind of like constantly owning this game, next question is basically what do I do for my next item? And there's a lot of options basically. You can buy Ghost Scepter, you can get a Blink Dagger, you can buy, I don't know, lots of things. But the reality is that if you look at our team, we're actually a little limited on Disable. It's actually not terrible because we have Duel and Stun and whatever Tinker wants to buy, but I kind of felt like we're actually really lacking in terms of damage. Or Lockdown. Killing Ember is really difficult for me already. It's kind of hard sometimes to kill Brood. Anti-Mage is hard for me to catch. The other heroes I can deal with, but Anti-Mage is really the only one that I'm worried about. And he definitely does have the most net worth on his team. I mean, like, we're stupidly ahead this game and all, but it's definitely something that you have to be concerned about, is that we don't have the best AM solutions. And hypothetically, if he gets Manta and I get Burrow Striked and he, like, Blink Mantas and ulties me, and we just kind of lose a fight. Because there isn't that much I can do about that to react, so. So what I chose to do is actually go for a Scythe of Ice. Because I know that, first of all, it's going to keep my mana up, which is kind of nice. I don't know why I'm definitely dead here. I should have force staffed a little bit earlier, definitely. I think as soon as the Brood was getting close to dying, I should have forced myself. Probably. So there's no way that was worth it. We got Brood, but... Got 2 kills. Huge. Oh, and they got Tinker, dude. What about now? It's pretty amazing fight for them, actually. Very throwy for us. This was just for the last 2 kills. That was like a 5k gold swing for all of those little deaths. I'm not really watching things, apparently. And Chachi died too. Yeah, we basically all just died. That was pretty sloppy. One on Brood, he's not the easiest kill for me anymore. Mainly we just got nuked by everybody. I bought back here because I felt like I could get some kills. Really wanted to go on the AM. It's maybe not the best time to battery assault here, but to be pretty scared. I really didn't want to die here. I could have battery assaulted or Blade Mail, and I would have had that kill. Yeah, that guy absolutely saved my life right there. Brood easily would have killed me if not for that. So that was pretty scary. I should have killed the Ember though. If I would have hit him with the hook shot, instantly battery assaulted, and then right clicked him twice, I definitely would have gotten him. That was a nice play by me, but should have had more. And I don't know if the buyback was worth it. I think it was because my money was about here before I came back. How much gold did I get? 476 for the Sand King, and I had experience gold, or AoE gold for Brood as well. It's probably worth it, honestly. We got to punish them a little bit there. Okay, it did about this. It was a net benefit. But already we kind of threw big time, so. So I'm kind of limited on item slots is a problem. There's my ultimate orb for the Scythe of Ice that I still want to build. Because again, I need a solution to be able to kill Ember late game. I don't have to worry about Lincolns though, which is nice because I've got Force Staff already. That means I just need to hook shot in, use Force to break the Lincolns, then I can hex them. And once I do that, then that guarantees my team 3.5 seconds of disable for whoever I want to go on. I actually have a lot more last hits than normally you have for Clock. I think it's mostly just because of the Brood. Don't assume that it's necessarily me doing amazing or anything. My kills have been amazing. My worth has not been amazing. So kind of hard for me to basically fight without other people in the area. So what I did there is mostly trying to kill spiders. Since hookshot does hit creeps and it does AoE damage, so I can nail for 300. And also rocket, so I can do 500 AoE damage, which is pretty good. I was trying to see if I could pick up the dust, but I can't. This is really dangerous to drop that, actually. Shouldn't have done this. I spent way too long doing this. And I should have probably just attacked instead of used it, because now I'm on cooldown. That was also a poor choice. But this guy here... I was... okay. Looking at this now, I completely misread that. Like, looking at it now, I was like, why haven't I hooked yet? And I finally hooked, and then there it was. way too late. But when that happened live, I was like, oh man, he juked back, but it was just a terrible choice to go then. I don't think that was a good idea either, actually. This is, in fact, just kind of a terrible idea. That was just not smart. I'm playing way too overconfident at this point. Especially after we threw a moment ago. This doesn't look good. Everyone has died. They finally did a epicenter, guys. Don't die, Chachi. Don't think Chachi should have shown up here. It's actually a mistake to do this. If everybody's already died, he doesn't want to run in. He could just die right now. Yeah, he's getting chain stun. Definitely doppelganger. Definitely doppelganger. I mean, I definitely can't be there. I have to wait anyways. Chachi messed up pretty bad. You don't show up to lanes like that to defend a push. It's just not worth it, because they have 5 heroes, you have max 3. He should have stayed farming and then TP'd if a fight was starting. Or if a fight was about to start, is how he should have reacted there. But that was a very poor TP choice by him. I'm trying to keep my mana up and grab another dust as well here. Yeah, we're kind of throwing this game big time. How are those graphs looking? Experience is even, net worth is even. Everything I worked for, basically, we threw away. Mostly because of me, though. So that's on me, you know. Completely on me. Can see 2 or 3 heroes down bottom, so that's okay. Just gonna hookshot for really easy gold. It's like Emerald. FPS is still bad. So there's this like Windows update apparently that turns on some like Xbox things, so you can press like a hotkey, and then whenever you're playing games, if something cool happens, it'll take like the last 30 seconds of clips that it recorded and make a clip out of it. But it's on by default, so basically whenever you play games, it limits your performance, which is really stupid. I'm just checking my length here to see if I have... Luckily there wasn't a creep there. If there was creeps there, I don't think I would have gotten that. But free kills like that are really good. And actually, the Crystal Main's worth a lot now because our net worths are actually pretty equal as a team, even if he's way below me. Just trying to be annoying. Typical stuff. Want to initiate. Fortunately, I'm limited on vision. I don't know why I was standing over there. He clearly ran up there. Yeah, he probably TB'd up there is what he did. I think I chased that really poorly. This is another issue with Clock actually, is at this point where you basically have Force Staff, a Blade Mail, and Ags, is you kind of hit this point where you feel like you don't have any progression, like you feel like your items don't change from here. What almost all Clockwerk players actually do is they go for Lotus Orb, which is the one that reflects spells, and you can like unhex allies, stuff like that. It can be really effective, and it gives you mana regen. It's probably another reason they do it. But personally, I felt like I could go more expensive here. Again, the issue is that going from nothing to a hex is a huge cost, and the buildup is awful as well for almost all heroes. It's one of the biggest problems with the item. Is that for anybody that's building in the middle of the game, it's just terrible. It just doesn't do that much. So luckily I had such a good early game that it didn't matter, but you know, realistically I could have Ghost Scepter right here and not taken 400 mana drain from that. Or if I had Lotus Orb, then I would be getting 100% mana regen. I'd actually be capping on mana. I wouldn't have to go back to bases often. Things like that are things that you can consider when playing mid-game Clockwerk. So yeah, maybe it's going to look good because I'm going to have my Hex this game for sure, but if we just start losing team fights for 10, 15, 20 minutes, then I wish that I had something that was easier to build up, for example. Or that gives better impact in the mid-game. I mean, Ultimate Orb is okay. It's what, 200 HP, 1 3/7 armor, and it gives me 120 mana, but it also gives me a bigger mana pool to be drained by AM, stuff like that. So it's kind of positives and negatives to everything, basically. Oh, free spiders. So Chachi has diffused the Yasha Jerome right now. He's not very tanky at all, so he's having a lot of trouble. My positioning, I basically want to spend time in their jungle while also giving some kind of offensive potential near Roche Pit and the bottom lane. So with these camps gone, that means that somebody's clearly farming the jungle, which is not too surprising. Best thing I can do is look for kills right now, but it would also be good in my opinion. I didn't really want to have the hook shot right away. And then I pushed him back here. The goal of that was just to make sure he couldn't remnant. I don't know if he had a remnant up or not. I think he was just trying to save it personally. But that's why the hook shot into power cogs is so important, because then it guarantees that he's stunned extra long and it gives the Legion time to actually initiate here. I don't know if my battery cell works against Roche or not. Don't remember. Doesn't really look like we need it though, because he's got a Deso on Legion and Venge had Wave of Terror, so pretty easy. Finally getting real close to Sheep. I think we determined that I was taking Aegis. I think it's fine. Considering how the game's gone, there's been times where I kind of just die. He could have denied my dust there. Again, don't have a TP scroll. It's kind of bad, but didn't completely have slots. I could also do a force hook to get closer. Again, checking for my hook range. You'll see like a big white circle if you're doing this live. And whenever I'm running somewhere as Clock, that's usually what I do. Oh, I completely messed up there. Unfortunately, I also draw my dust, whereas he would have died. So, that was too bad. I also misclicked. For some reason, I forced him. I don't know why I did that.
This'll come in handy.
Yeah, I think we were trying to get him the duel there. So almost got the Hex now. He does have a Remnant down, so catching him is going to be almost impossible. Is the Brute actually still over there? Is this real? Not too surprising. And based on his Remnant trajectory, there's a really high chance that he actually saw me when he used a Remnant there. I was actually very surprised Brood is still here, I think. Alright, I can get the Hex now. It's a little scary because Brood is in the area, though. I think he sniped my courier, I can't remember, though. Yeah, he did.
Dire's courier
That was
has been
unfortunate.
killed.
In your face. And it's up.
This is unfortunate. Why could I see him? I don't know why I could see him, but I could see him. Got a kill out of it. So, it's kind of worth it. Just sucks. Delays my Hex by 3 minutes. Same thing. Get kills, go heal, get your mana pool back up. And once I finish the Hex as well, then I'm pretty much always on the map. I'm definitely missing some opportunities by going for this build and delaying it by so much. It definitely affects things. That's not worth looking. AM's definitely ahead now. His items are... with Heart with a plate mail. I think this is a very bizarre choice. I think he would have been better off just going Butterfly, personally. Because I don't think Legion has MKB. He doesn't. If he just went Butterfly, might have been better. Although Heart is really good against Tinker, it's probably the main reason that he did that. Fortunately, I got hooked on Creep Wave, I think, is probably what happened. It's okay, only have to wait 12 more seconds, guys.
Rock it on.
Replay bugs. Okay, we saw the Remnant up there, we kind of wanted to go on him. Or we wanted him to show up at least.
Boom, there it goes.
Kind of in need of BOTs as well at this point. But I feel pretty able to just play aggressively. Again, I can just hookshot to creeps if I really, really need to.
Rock it on.
This is actually a very dangerous stand here, I think.
This will do nicely.
I think they were very scared to go on me for some reason. They really shouldn't be. They should have gone on me right there. Why was so late? Like, they could epicenter me or something, you know? I'm sure of it. They could do like CM. Like, as soon as they remnant back, they could remnant back and hit me with 5 heroes. Which is what they should be doing. So I don't think I'm necessarily playing the last couple of minutes very well. I'm just more like... goodbye, mana. feel like I'm moving my camera really weird here, or slow or something. I'm not sure what that is. I'm also moving my FPS very low too, because I'm probably double recording with both XSplit and stupid Xbox app shit. Alright, got my side device, and I have about 1400 gold on top of that. So, next problem. 3.5 seconds is not actually that much disable. So it kind of limits my ability to kill people still. I mean, it's really good to have Hex on Clockwerk, because it's basically the purpose of the hero. You can also do this cool thing where you just hex one of the... You can hex one of the illusions to kill them. They one-shot them. Works the same as like line. That was my Aegis ending. Is that why I played aggressive? Probably not. Probably played aggressive just because. So now what do I buy, right? Could get Aether Lens. Boots of Travel would be really good here, I think. I could carry Dust with Boots of Travel. It's probably what I should do. I don't know what that drawing is for. Maybe like we need wards because nobody's bought wards all game or something.
Homing in.
Saw the Ember over here. Killing him is not really possible right now. God, I should really be here. I can't believe I got fucked up. Eggs on Tinker helping a lot here, actually. Still watching for my range, I think.
Dire's top
So,
tower
quite a
is
few
under
disables
attack.
here.
And it's off.
The more time that I disable him, it's actually quite good. That was very close. God, Hex is such a good item though, guys. It's just so good. Unfortunately, I didn't look at the map before I hooked. I just assumed Legion was in my way, but that's okay. But yeah, just something as simple as that. Like the fact that I was able to like hook shot in, stun him for 2 seconds, then power cog him for like half a second, then hex him for 3.5. All of a sudden, I'm stunning heroes for 5 seconds, and anti-mage actually becomes possible to kill. It's really nice to have that. Eggs on Tinker also helps a lot, just because you can blind multiple illusion heroes pretty much. At this point, I think I ran back to buy Boots of Travel, is why I went all the way back here. Pretty sure. Now that Tinker has Hex as well, things get a lot easier. I think I kept both boots for a bit, but I probably should have sold Tranquils to get Dust, I think. It actually doesn't even increase your movement speed because it gives max 85. So all it gives you is 3 armor and the regen. The regen's good. I already have a lot of regen. I've got 4 here, and I have just a lot of generic stats, which is going to give you a lot of HP regen. So yeah, looks like I was waiting for Gem instead, which makes some sense because you do have to get some map control. I'm getting to the point where I'm very difficult to kill due to my disables and stuff. So push out lanes is really important when you're having map control problems. This is kind of a dangerous place to farm, to be honest. Even like finishing that second creep wave, there's no way. That's just not safe.
Boom, there it goes.
And you know, whenever I can, I want to limit the things that he can do with his illusions.
Not gonna happen.
There's also a trick you can do with Force Staff, where you hook somebody, you run the way that they're looking currently, and you cog, and then they get pushed back, and then you use Force Staff on them, and they get pushed. You push them back into the cog, so you can double mana drain them for up to 400 mana. I didn't try that this game because I wasn't really confident about doing it, but it's definitely something I should have done potentially. Now that he has Lincoln's, I basically realized like, hey, disabling this man is difficult.
Blaze here.
Definitely having some lockdown problems. Oh, I do have the gem here as well, so this is kind of scary. Why did I force myself down there, guys? don't think that should have gone so well for me. I think I played that pretty bad. I don't know why. I think I forced out because I was scared or something. And then I got trapped in the trees, which really didn't accomplish that much. Wow, that was close. Now we gotta push the waves. It's the right thing to do. I was really scared about losing the gem there though, because I literally just bought it. So push out lanes, never jungle, or unless you're rushing or something. You can kill creep waves pretty fast, just rocket and hook shot, and they're mostly dead. And at this point I was trying to think like, what do I buy again? What's my next pickup? So I have 8 HP per second right now, it's not bad. Slapping buildings. I just wanted to kill this.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
The buyback is fine, they're all alive now. This is really, why am I staying here? I don't know why I'm staying here, guys. This is really stupid. Was this way? I was trying to hookshot him over there. There's a very, very small chance that I could have kept him busy. There's a possible chance that I could have kept him busy until somebody showed up. Considering I can do basically like 5 seconds of stun and disable. So now I'm actually kind of having HP regen problems more than anything. Kind of just constantly been going back and forth the base all game, which is good and bad, I think. Yeah, that's definitely the smarter move to get out. Almost got 4k. I think I bought an Orchid next, I'm pretty sure. Orchid great, just because it gives me more time to disable the Ember Spirit. 4 staff to break the Lincolns. I can use Orchid for 5 seconds, then I can Hex for 3.5 is the goal. Do they have Manta? They do have Manta on Anti-Mage, but Ember doesn't, he just has Lincolns, so... I can't really use the Orchid on Anti-Mage unless he's already used Manta, in which case it's good. Just looking for wards as well. Now that we know that they don't have vision of us, we can basically hide here as long as we want until they come farm an obvious position. I don't know why I walked downhill before I hookshotted there. I definitely could have caught him. That should have been a kill, 100%. I don't know why I hesitated so long. That was very weird. Hookshot, force to break Lincolns, use Hex, battery assault, the duel comes, then we win. Easy fight, dead Ember Spirit. That was terrible, I don't know why I walked downhill for it. I think I was maybe waiting for my ally to get closer or something like that, but I completely dropped the ball there. It was way too late. Just tanking this here for Chachi. We really don't have very good Roshin unless Legion is there, basically. I pretty much have to go back to base and heal, which is why I'm doing it there. I felt like the team would kill it in time, so I could go back and heal. Selling Blade Mail here, because at this point it's not quite as useful as it could be. And now that I have Orchid, I just have so many good disable options. It's also not a terrible damage item. It's kind of a bad damage item, but it's not terrible. 30 attack speed, 30 damage. It's got that, and of course any increased damage they take, 30% extra for that 5 seconds, so it's not terrible. It's definitely a good item this game. It can be useful against Anti-Mage, it's very good against Ember. It's very good against all their heroes, really. Except for maybe Brood, it's the one that's not amazing at. And any lanes that I don't want to go and push, I can just shoot Rocket at. That's something you haven't really seen me do very much this game, but it can be really good to do so. X1, of course. Something else I maybe could have gone was maybe like a Shiva's or something like that. That can be really good for pushing waves, keeping you survivable, but don't know. I think Disable is definitely the way to go here. It makes you a lot squishier and easier to kill, but considering how many stat items I actually have, 10 agility here, 10 agility here. This is all int, of course, but you know, I've got base stats and stuff. I've actually got quite good armor. 15 base armor is pretty amazing for a clock, I dare say. Oh, I remember this fight. This fight did not go well. I don't know why I stayed in there so long, but I stayed in there a long time. I really choked that fight big time. That fight was all on me. I cogged in because I thought he might approach and I wanted to push him back. I didn't know that the Legion was going to TP in there, pretty much. So that was pretty bad. Chachi's doppelgang was really unfortunate. He probably placed it bad though. That fight was all on me though, big time. I just get a little overeager sometimes and stop making good decisions. That was a really good doppelganger. I like that one. So he actually does get out just fine. Didn't have buyback here. I think Chachi just died here. Can't remember. That was really close. Does Legion have BKB? He does.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
So we do lose a Rax out of that because it's such a bad
Dire's middle
initiation.
barracks
I think there is some problem with what Legion did though. I don't know. Like, if he initiates, he needs to grab the duel right away. And he wasn't close enough. So as soon as like the person gets too far away from me, I basically assume like, hey, the fight's over. And in which case you use cogs to basically defend yourself a little bit. But because he jumped right on top of me, then it pretty much just wastes my initiation, or it double screws our initiation. I should have broken the cogs. And I also should have just force staffed myself out right away. Breaking Lincoln's Orchid here. Using Hex last moment. Really nice TP there by the Tinker, but the important thing is that I was able to disable long enough to guarantee somebody teleports in and gets the kill. So that was probably the first case of my my items being really valuable, and that's pretty much the point of Clockwerk. You're basically disabling somebody to let somebody else come and kill them is in a lot of cases what you actually do as a Clockwerk, especially late game like this. If I can do that kind of disable against a freaking Ember Spirit, that's so good. Like, there's so few cases where he dies this game. It pretty much comes down to me breaking Lincoln's and then the other guy getting a chain hex, which is basically what happened, except we weren't even prepared. I just happened to be in the right area at the right time and get my combos up. Really want to go in here. Force staff Chachi there to get him out a little. This didn't feel like a good fight, so. So wasted epi. Not a good duel.
I deliver thee unto death.
Definitely want to hex the AM there. I want to hookshot this, but there's so much shit in the way. There's my Orchid. I was able to get him too. That was kind of a crazy fight, actually. But yeah, there's so much value in these items, man. If you're a Clockwerk, if I can just stay alive for 25 seconds, that gives me 2 hexes and 2 orchids. Just so good. Again, pretty low in HP, but can go back and buy another gem. That Brood is like supremely underfarmed. You really should have a lot more. Next item I can make is Bloodthorn then, because I've already got Orchid. My right click isn't really strong, but you know the ability to crit on it is good. It would lower my Orchid cooldown to 11, and any right clicks on whoever I Orchid does extra, so it'd be good to combo Chachi. I told Chachi to go this build against Ember. You got to go maximum health, heart. Scotty is pretty much the only way to become survivable against AoE cleavers like Ember Spirit. So don't flame him for his build, guys. That was my idea. It's kind of unfortunate when you do have to build that way, but it's like the only way against Battle Fury, Daedalus cleavers, pretty much. I lost a lot of HP there. That's 500. It's gonna take a long time to regen. Probably shouldn't rock it like that because then it tells them that you're watching, in my opinion. It's also a dangerous place to stand. I guess I do have a gem, but yeah, see, they have vision of me. It's not very safe to do it in this way. I was able to get 2 there, which is nice. I need to hex somebody. There we go. Should have hookshotted, I think, a little earlier there. That was... try to regen. I forgot that I found this. Actually, it doesn't even regen me to full. It only heals up to like 2,500, I think. There he was. Don't know. Yeah, it's kind of a hard kill. I don't have the damage by myself, that's for sure. Oh, hey, ward. Did I not see the ward? The ward! I think somebody pinged for me or something.
Players here.
That's a gem TD ward, guys. I should have hexed earlier, though. I was really hesitant. And I should have, I think, hookshotted that Ember Spirit would have been better than what I chose to do. I think I messed up there, too. Don't know where the Ember went, but I saw him go in a downward angle. Don't know if he was in base or not. But it was kind of like this, so he's either in the jungle. Okay, he was in base. Should have been pushing more, I think. They had dead heroes here. Why are we not pushing? I think I'm running around like with my head cut off for some reason.
How's it going?
But I don't think I needed to. I should be looking at the fight as well.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
I should also be standing not in the middle. I should be standing down here. Somewhere that I can get a better hook shot.
Are fortified. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
It's another bad initiation by me.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
And killing the bird could be nice, but... Okay, we got a little lucky. I think they kind of choked their initiation as well. Almost won like a heart this game or something. My HP has just never been full since the start. Since a while ago. And now the easiest kill ever. So easy. If any damage is there, it's just so nice that I can do that. I've got the delivery system with force and or hookshot. I've got the Lincoln's Breaker with force. I've got 2 disables that just completely shuts down the Ember. Like at this point in the game felt unlosable because I went for Hex and Orchid. If I went for other stuff like Shivas and Aether Lens or whatever, like the game might have been a lot harder.
Have mega creeps.
Boom, there it goes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shit's happening, but I don't care.
An act of charity.
If that's the kind of fight they want, then I will give it to them.
We got mega creeps here, so we're just a little worried about dying and feeding everything. I don't know if we got the gem back. I think it's on the courier. Pretty sure. Could have really used another regen source, that's for sure. Miss my tranquil boots, guys. Push the illusions at least. Seems wrecking. This is actually scary. I really want to hookshot him, but sometimes people are in your way and you can't get the disable off. A little extra disable there.
A little advice. Stay
Oh
dead.
shit, there's the brood. I don't know how Chachi got godlike, but he got godlike. It was his first 9 kills just now.
Radiant's
Of the whole game. He was like 0, 6, and 12 or something as a carry.
Radiant's middle
But ever since then, he
tower is
just
under
kept
attack.
right-clicking people. Still need some HP.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I'm gonna
Radiant's
die.
ancient is under
Oh,
victory.
that was so close. I got my Bloodthorn at least. But that was really close. Alright, I thought that was a fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. I really like the item choices I went for. It's really tough getting there, but once you get there, it's pretty straightforward. And it just, like the best, if you guys ever have games where you're like, we don't really have the best heroes to beat an anti-mage, the solution is always buy a side device. Honestly, it's always the solution. Disables them so you can't attack you, prevents him from blinking, prevents him from BKB, and prevents him from anti-ing. And it gives you like 3.5 seconds where your opponents are like, hey, we should focus this guy. It's like, it's really useful against that hero. So if you have a lot of money and you feel like and there's an anti-mage on the other team, you want to guarantee in some ways that you win the game, side device is a really good way to do it. So let's take a one more treat. I'll show you guys this. I don't know if this is cool or not, but I have this enabled because I used it for the Weatherman segment at TI, so I might as well abuse it until it comes out for everybody, I believe in 5 days. But let's take a look at the post game of this game. So if you guys didn't see this at TI6, this is going to be in Dota 2 very soon. But But you can do cool stuff like look at people's items at different time periods. Maybe you need 2 people to do this, but huh. Maybe it's only enabled for pro games that these adjust. But the items would change based on the slider moving. I think it definitely works for TI games. You can compare like heroes and stuff, and there's like cool stats. It compares like their average. So for example, I did way better than I normally do on Clock. GPM, XPM, kills, deaths, assists, all better, because obviously that was a very, very good game for me. But there's other cool things like scoreboard stuff. You can see like kills, deaths, net. It's not as good as Dota buff stats. I'm saying that in an unbiased way because at first I was like, oh shit, this is gonna fuck Dota buff over or whatever. But it's not quite as good. It has a lot of good information, but it doesn't have everything, I have found. I did the most damage on my team. That's actually pretty incredible. I killed CM 7 times, killed Ember only twice, Brood 6 times. Oh, whoops, jumped farther. Support items, I got 2 gems, 7 dusts. I got a lot of dust that game. I actually can't believe that Legion never got a dust. It's actually insane, because the hero is very gank heavy. You should like jump, dust, duel somebody, for example. You can see skill builds, stuff like that too. Kind of cool. There's also graphs for team and team experience and net worth. Net worth is the gold one, so this is all the advantage we had, and then it got even. Then we had advantage again, lost it, and then we really stomped at the end. You can check individual player net worths. You can turn off things that you don't want to look at. Like I can compare their offlaner to me. We did some stuff like this at TI. He was beating me at first, and then I just started shitting on the game and just consistently stayed much higher. Surprised the net worth was so bad over time. Kind of surprising. We compare that to anti-mage as well. It's doing really well, and this is when we started feeding. And then got a little closer to catching up at the end. Stuff like this. I was actually kind of intertwined with an Ember, which is a bad sign. So it's pretty cool. Player levels, you can do player items. This is pretty cool. You can see when everybody got their items. And then you can like highlight stuff to say like, oh, what did they actually buy here? Things like that are cool. So I got my hex at, what time is it? Oh, the timers are here. A little bit after 40 minutes, which is right before he got Lincolns. And then I got my orchid a little bit after when he got his Lincolns. So at this point, the game was basically just opened up for me. And as you can see, they really didn't get a lot of items at the end of the game. They kind of just stopped getting items. So yeah, all this cool stuff is going to be put into Dota very soon, about 5 days. Same as Abyssal Underlord. I'll probably make a small video about how I recommend playing the hero, Abyssal that is, but he obviously is not out yet, so won't be doing any playtesting. I'm not going to go into Dota 1 to play him, but I'll look at all his skills and stuff, explain it to you guys, maybe make a mini guide, and then produce that for you guys so you guys can see it. Anyways, hopefully you guys are happy that I'm back with my 17-hour videos. I will start doing some Weatherman stuff soon. Probably, I think the way that I want to do it is most likely just for pro games, I think, because I think that'd be more fun. Because pro games are very, very overcovered right now just due to the amount of casting there is. But doing the Weatherman-like segments for pro games, I can do that. You know, I can sit down, for example, and look at a best of 3 and say like, hey, what are the segments that I want to do for these 3 games? So I'll probably do that. And just do a small 4-minute Weatherman segment for each game and make that a video. So you'd have like a 16-minute video or something like that. Or a 12-minute video, which is not too much. That way, if people still want to catch up what happened in a game, they can still catch up with that. Or they can get some pieces of that information. I think that might be good. I think that's content that is really needed, is a small summary or situation that happened in a game that is more easily digestible rather than watching 3 one-hour games. You can watch some clip stuff and get some feedback. So this might be a way to do that. So I will do that soon. It's going to be a while until there's pro games. That's the only problem. But maybe I'll find something else that I can do soon in relation to that. But until then, back to regular content. I'll try to stream soon. Keep in mind that tomorrow is the start of the town, which is the Mafia land. If you guys don't know what Mafia is, it's basically a game where you all get dealt cards, and 3 to 5 of the people are Mafia, which means they're trying to kill people, and they kill people at night. And there's like a cop and a medic, and everybody else is town. There's lots of other versions of it. Usually it's called a werewolf, I think, for a lot of people. But we do a LAN, and I shouldn't say we, I participate in one of the people that goes, but it's ran by Charlie, and it's at the BTS house, so it's ran by BTS and Charlie. Charlie was the one that started the idea, and I'll be doing that the next couple days, so tune into that. I think it should be on Beyond the Summit stream. I will be there playing Mafia. You guys can watch me if you want, but might make some videos as well at night or something, or in the morning when I wake up before I go over. So, alright, thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys later, bye.